All right, we are here. Hello, Michelle. How are you today?
Good, how are you? It's finally nice to be able to talk with you.
Likewise, I'm so glad we're finally able to get this on the book, get your schedule so we can see what's going on. So, do you first like to be called Michelle or do you have another nickname? What are you comfortable with me calling you?
Just Michelle.
Michelle is fine. Okay. All right. And my name is Jeff. I am a social work therapist intern. And I just want to let you know anything you share with me is going to be private and confidential. We won't release your information without your consent. And we definitely want to make sure that you feel heard and respected. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right, Michelle. So the floor is yours. Tell me what brings you in to see me today. What's going on?
Um, well, I'm kind of feeling a little sadness, kind of hopelessness. Um, I've had neck surgery in my neck, um, and it just has kind of really affected me. There's times where I can turn my head certain ways and I can hear a pop or a grinding. I get a lot
Oh,
of migraines. But the doctors tell me that, it's all in my head that I can't feel the screws. But if I go like right here, I can actually feel one of the screws. Um, and when I tell the doctors that, they kind of feel like um, that that's not accurate, that I can't feel them. Um, but my body is very sensitive to things that are inside my body. Like when I go to the hospitals, I can feel, when they do an IV, you
yeah.
can feel where that plastic piece stops that kind of stays in your vein for like the
Okay.
IVs and stuff. Um, so I kind of feel like I'm being dismissed. Um, and I'm just wondering if like the purpose, if the surgery was really necessary, if there was something more natural that I could have done differently. I don't know. I feel like the medical system just is a crock of crap.
Oh,
um,
okay. Okay.
and
All
it's just
right.
it's frustrating. I have had some past experiences and suicide attempts and ideations, um, where I just feel very overwhelmed with trying to manage, you know, school life. Having what, 3 kids and um, trying to provide for them has been challenging. Um, my husband does live at home, um, but he's got his own health complications, so I'm definitely worried. Um, but I don't know. I really don't like
Yeah.
to go to the doctors much anymore. And but a friend of mine had recommended you, so we'll give it
Okay.
a shot.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing all that. So that's a lot. So let me go back to, I want to go back to where you said in here that the pain you can feel inside your body. How often can you get that feeling or that sensation? Is it quite
Um,
frequent or
it is quite frequently. Um, it could be, I've noticed since the surgery, like if I'm like really hungry and I eat too fast,
yeah.
it feels like it's almost like there's a blockage right
Hmm.
here. And it's
Okay.
like I have to throw up in order to kind of get my food to go down the right way.
And
Um,
I imagine you shared all this with your physician and they said that that's not accurate.
yeah.
Okay.
They tell me
So
that and
yeah.
and because of the placements or screws or whatever surgery they did, initially they just told me that it was going to be a fusion, but I found out from, how you can get that app on your phone and you can see, what is it, like My Chart or My Care or
Right.
something to that effect,
Right.
a medical app.
Yeah.
It showed me after the surgery, like the model numbers or makes or whatever, however they keep track of that medical stuff. Um,
Okay.
in my actual chart, I could see pictures of it, and I was like, wait, that's not what I agreed to. Um,
Okay.
and like sometimes drinking water, it feels like when I'm trying to bring the water down, it like clogs, like it doesn't, it gets stuck.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
and when I've tried going back to the doctor just completely dismisses me. It makes me feel like I'm crazy. Like I'm imagining this
So
stuff.
right. So the doctor's thinking that it's more, and I hope I'm not like paraphrasing, but it's pretty much more a battle in the mind and not really more the physical. Like they're saying physically, the surgery was a success, everything is aligned, everything is where it should be. But you're feeling different things, and they're telling you that it's not really the physical, it must be your mind. Is that where we are? Okay. So tell me now you talked about your family. So you've got three kids.
Yep.
Your husband, he's got some mental health issues. I mean, he's got some physical issues, and you're concerned about that. Um, are the kids in school?
Yes, they range
Okay.
in age from 10 to 13.
10 to 13. All right. So it sounds like a busy house, and then you're working and you're in school. So let me ask you this, and this is just me going off. Um, has there ever been a time where you didn't feel the uncomfortableness of everything going on in your body and you felt comfortable and okay? Have you had that feeling yet?
Um, we before the surgery, I was okay.
Before.
I kind of avoided the doctors. I knew my body, like if I started to feel like a scratchy throat, um, then um I would just, get some sleep, take some tea, vitamin C, oranges, that kind of stuff. And now, um, after the surgery, it really affected me on a mental health level. Um,
Okay.
I felt that I was, not pretty anymore, that I was ugly.
Oh.
Um, Kind of it hit me. I was not expecting that surgery to hit me that way. Um,
Okay.
and now that, being the major contributor to the household,
Uh-huh.
like I said, my husband helps out with the kids, but financially, I'm kind of the breadwinner. Um, so
Yeah.
there's that weight on my shoulder that I have to um,
Yeah.
be there and provide, and I can't take off of work because then how's the house going to get paid? How's the car going to get paid? What
Mhm.
about food? So being forced to work and everything. So I've just kind of like stopped going to the doctors, and I
Oh,
think the health is kind
right.
of catching up as we get older.
Absolutely.
But it
Absolutely. And yeah,
but the doctors are making me feel like I'm crazy. Like there's it's all in my
right.
head.
Right. Okay. Thank you for sharing that. And what I will say, sounds like, Michelle, your plate is completely full. Like, you worried about, like you said, now that you're dealing with you're the breadwinner of the house. So you got to make sure the bills are paid. The house is in order. The kids get to school. You got to take care of your husband who's got some sickness of his own. You deal with all of that. Let me ask you, so when your plate wasn't this full, did you feel better about yourself?
No.
No. Okay. How long have you been feeling this way?
Um, the surgery I the surgery was in May of 2023. So for about the last 3 years.
Last 3 years. Okay.
Because it's almost 3 years. Like I said, the surgery was in May of 2023.
All right. Question for you, and I know our time is getting short. I'm going to ask you what we call in social work, one of our interventions. It's called the miracle question. If you were to go to sleep tonight and you wake up in the morning and all of this was fixed, everything, every care, every concern, every stressor was gone and fixed, how would you feel?
If everything was fixed, I would
If everything was
probably
fixed.
I would probably still feel a little bit depressed,
If
but
everything was fixed.
but I feel like I would be like that weight would be lifted off my shoulders. Um
Mm,
and but I don't know how I would know if it was fixed. Like, I guess maybe if I could be more active or and not so like having to live by a clock. I'm very
yes.
spontaneous. Um
Yeah.
I would
And
probably oh, go ahead.
no, because I was actually going to ask, what would that look like? You actually led, that was a perfect segue right into this last part. And then I know we got to go. What would it look like if everything was fixed?
I don't think I would have so many migraines, so it would make me more of a happier mom. I
Okay.
wouldn't be yelling at my kids or snapping at my kids, like wanting to leave me alone because the migraines and the headaches wouldn't be there. Because at this
Okay.
point, I have like that consistent pain in like the base of
Mhm.
my head and neck where the two meet. Um, and depending on the level of stress, it increases it. So if it would be alleviated and everything was better, I would probably be a lot happier and feel like I could be more present for my kids.
Got you. More present. Okay. Well, that's a interesting word. Why do you say more present? Do you feel like you're not as present, even though you're in the house constantly making sure they're good? Even so, you're there, but you don't feel like you're present.
No, I really don't. Like I
Okay.
cook for the family, I do meals and I set up, Sunday as like my family church day, family time. Um, but I can't always interact with them or play games, like board games or whatever because my head is always hurting. I've always got to be in a darker room. Um, and I try to minimize like when I go out into public, like to get my grocery shopping done, it's got to be darker out. Just because the bright sunlight hurts my eyes.
Okay. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for sharing that. If it's okay, can we pick up at the next session? I'd like to see you again in about a week or so, and we can unpack this a little more. And then what I'd like to do is see if we can come up with some solutions, something. I'll give you a few little mini little homework assignments and just little things for you to work on and really think about how we can get you to that miracle status where everything's worked out and how we get there so we can set up goals. All righty, Michelle. Well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you. I'm so glad to finally meet you, and I look forward to working with you. And I'll see you in the next one.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll see you next week
All right.
or
Thank
in two
you.
weeks. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye bye.